Black Hills Radio. Rock and roll station today. The Shadow Side. Trigger warning. A lot of people aren't going to like what I have to say. I think this is why it's taken all week. And I have some stuff in here. But hold on one second. Face the night of day. Understand what they just said. Okay, I'm going to turn it down. So this week, and this may be a two-parter. I haven't pulled any cards. I've cried 3 times at work this week while making breakfast for the people at the hotel. I have had the most emotional week I probably have had in a very long time. But what I've realized is a lot of it is pent up stuff that I haven't released, even though I've said I have. My body apparently was still storing it. Roll me through the night. And as light workers, starseeds, everybody, you start to come online with your gifts. The part that most people aren't understanding about us is the fact of the depths of hell and the places that we had to go mentally with ourselves to be where we are today. They don't understand it, and they won't do it because it's too hard. And they think that we got here just by all love and light. That is not true. And I will tell you something. The more healed, especially an empath is, the less BS we put up with. The less we don't care. The less little mind games that we are not going to participate in. The less anything. And it doesn't matter if you're a friend, a family member, a child. We're no longer playing in the matrix panda scum, is what I'm going to probably start calling it. Because the jealousy, the envy, the this, the that, well, how come they have that and I don't, and whatnot. Were you there those nights when I was crying my eyes out by myself, wondering what the hell? How am I going to make it with 2 little babies? And or the guilt, the shame that I was feeling that wasn't even mine during my battles over my children, and the fact that I was dealing with egotistical little babies as men because I rejected them and didn't want to be with them, so it was their only way to go after me. It was to go after me and my kids. Nobody, and I mean nobody, was there to pick me up and to carry me through those times but me. By myself. I did it. Have I had help along the way from fellow soul sisters now who understand what I went through? Absolutely. But were any of those people that called me best friend and or that person really there for me? Or did they just like, oh, did you hear about what's happening with Lori? Oh, did you hear what happened? Did you hear she went to jail? Did you hear this? Did you hear that? Oh, did you see her the other night? Did you see how drunk she was? Did you see? Did you see? That's instead what happened. And you felt, oh, look it. That is not being a friend or a family member or whatnot. It's when you try to understand. Help people how you can. But then to go and create narratives about people, you take part of the truth and then you embellish it bigger so you make yourself look better. You know how many of those people I dealt with? It amazes me to this day how people will still come for you because they're still living in that. And I forgave long ago. Truly, because I don't give a shit anymore. I truly don't. And then there's the parents of us who have had to deal with the, child and alienation. And I'm not talking about you parents that beat your children and hurt your children and just emotionally manipulated your children. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the parents who gave and did everything for the parent or, for the child, but the other parent did everything to disparage you and to make you look like a piece of shit and dragged you through the whatever and kicked you while you were down to weaken you so that they would look triumphant. And you only did everything you possibly could for that child. And now that child doesn't talk to you based on the narrative of the other parent. Different. We're not perfect. And we've learned our mistakes as we've gone through a lot of these things too. But I'm speaking to you narcissists, and I'm speaking to you that utilize things about other people to disparage, criticize, and make you look better because of your own fucking insecurities. That you got to do it because you don't know how to be yourself. But we, in the end, just bide our patience, wait till the truth comes out, and then can sit back. And that is the one thing, though, I will never do. And I've never done it, but I should do it, but I won't do it because that's not who I am in the end. They'll never tell you I told you so. I'll just never talk to you again. It's that Pisces stellium in me. I already knew what you did. I've known for a long time. But I wanted to see how far you were willing to take it and how far you were willing to dig a hole for yourself that you eventually were going to fall in. And now, that's where you are. Little. Sing my song. Gonna go around the world. And the thing about it is, we've had to do absolutely nothing but sit back and wait. And the patience that I have had for the last 20-some years of my life. No, I don't talk to my family. Few people here and there within that dynamic. I have one child that doesn't talk to me. My other child, we talk, but you know what? He's in his 20s, and that's, another thing. We don't own our children, right? When they become adults, they are free to go and live and do what you want. And if you're still that hovering parent thinking you have control, your job was to mold them, to give them good advice, but let them go into the world and make their mistakes and learn for themselves. It wasn't to prevent them from becoming or to prevent them from trying. It was just trying to guide them. But I'm telling you, and this is the part that, most parents mistake. Most mothers, by the time that child is 5, 6, and 7, already knows who they are. And have already done their job with that child. And from there on out, it's just a matter of yes, no, trying to steer them in the correct way. And they're still gonna make choices that, we can't stop them from doing things. I love all those things that are going around on TikTok, and some of them where, kid throws a fit and all of a sudden the mom or the whatever is screaming the name Jessica, and immediately the child quits because, somebody else is watching. Somebody else is seeing me do this. A lot of truths, you guys. There's so much. But mastering your shadow side is where you find your power, and you take back your power. You take accountability for all the bullshit that you have done and you have in your life, but then you don't continue the behaviors. And you don't let other people tell you who you are. When I quit doing that, and I still catch flack because I still hear about things, and the thing about it is you can't screw with a Pisces who sees it in her dreams, gets symbolism, gets a vision, gets a something. The universe tells on you. Pisces, you are a spiritual calling, okay? So if any of you have placement of Pisces anywhere in your chart, and a lot of you do, start tapping into that shit and start understanding that people who think they're pulling the wool over your eyes or doing things behind your back, if you're fucking tapped in, you already know. You know what my biggest problem was? And I'll tell you what my biggest problem was. People used to tell me I had rose-colored glasses on. No, I could see into your soul. And I can see the good person that you are. I can see that part of you. But I would miss all the red flags and all the things that you would do because you weren't being authentically yourself. You were hiding behind your own trauma and your own crap. And I can look at every person that was in my life significantly and tell you exactly. But I always gave you the benefit of the doubt. And my ex-husbands, I gave them so many chances to get the shit together. But eventually, we get tired. And we don't want to play no more. And that's where you usually get to with this, is why am I still beating my head against the wall and they still have the same behaviors and the same excuses and think that it's going to be okay? I actually have a gentleman, and I can talk about it now because he's no longer with us, and I'm not going to say who it is, but he used to, when he was out and he didn't want to go home, he would literally screenshot phone logs and alter them and send them to the wife, fucking with her head, to show that he had tried calling. I'm dead serious. He showed me how he used to do it. When people go to that length, and my second ex-husband, he used to do an ungodly amount of things that I don't know who he thinks he's fooling, but and I think some of it still goes on to this day, but here nor there, I don't have to deal with it any longer. And I'm not trying to say that, we haven't made mistakes. We just no longer are the people that we were 15 and 20 years ago. We are now a different individual. And we'll call you on your bullshit. I mean, I always generally did with people, but I would wait. Now I don't wait. It's within the conversation. Because I'm not going to sit around. And I had this conversation last night with one of my besties, and I just was like, for me to sit around and talk about the weather and the bullshit and this and that, I just can't do it anymore. You want to talk about quantum physics? You want to talk about some of the shit that's going on in this world that all you people aren't paying attention to? And the fact that you can gloss over the fact and talk about it and just, they're eating children? What? And then you ignore it? I don't understand it. And for those of you who have your head in the sand and don't think that it's going on, oh my Lord. Help me. Help you. Please. So, I have many pages here. We're already at what? 15. I think I'm going to come back with part 2. But part 1, trigger warning. Here it is.